subscribe.
Last year, I was invited to Paris to celebrate Master Duel's first anniversary by participating in a tournament with a bunch of other creators. We played Branded Tri-Brigade in that tournament and took it all the way to the top, crushing the best of 5 final with a swift 3-0 victory. Sorry, Colossa. Well, Konami just hosted Master Duel's second anniversary invitational in Malaga, but this time not just with creators, with actual world champions and professional duelists. Can we defend our invitational title against some of the best duelists in the world? Surely not, but we'll give it a go. It was a bit of an interesting format, so we'll speak about that first. In total, there were 5 teams of 2, Team UK, Team Spain and Netherlands, Team Germany, Team Italy, and Team France. It started off as a best of 1 round robin, so every team plays against every other team, and then the top 2 scores at the end makes it to the final, which is a best of 3. My teammate, none other than current European TCG champion, anime protagonist, and plant queen, Jessica Robinson. Subscribe to Jess, link below. But yeah, each team had to build 2 decks going into this tournament, so it involved a little bit of metagaming. Snake Eye is obviously the best deck, but everyone knows that. Players will be expecting it, teching against it, and bringing some counter picks like, any deck that runs Shifter. On the other hand, you have decks like Super Heavy Samurai, Infernobles, Manadium, and whatever else to take into consideration as well, but with no side deck in a best of 1 format, it's a little difficult to prepare for everything. So here's the game plan. You're only allowed to share 3 cards between your 2 decks, so that was a pretty easy decision for us. We went for 3 Maxi, 3 Ash Blossom, and 2 Called by the Grave. From there, we take the best deck of the format, Snake Eyes, but tech it heavily for the mirror match with things like Talents, Phantasmate, and the Nibiru. And then for our second pick, we play a deck that's strong into pretty much everything else, while also being able to play into a variety of expected hand interruptions like Droll and Lockbird, Nibiru, and Maxi. Basically, we wanted it to cover the weakness of our Snake Eye deck, and it's me. Come on, we're playing Branded, baby. 1 Branded Fusion, 2 Aliber, and 2 Branded Opening. This deck has been hit a lot, but it's still really, really good. So this is the list that I've whipped up for the event. There are a lot of 60 card variants going around, but I have went for good old-fashioned just over 40. We have a 42 list here, with the Super Poly essentially being the main draw of the deck, because this card just cooks everyone, and we have the Draco Equist in the extra deck as well, so this just trades really nicely into both Manadium and Super Heavy boards. Of course, we also have the Droll to blow out both of those decks. But yeah, you would think it's really inconsistent, but it's actually not, especially with the 3 Nadir Servant as a backup as well. Put in a day's work and took it from rookie to master without too many hiccups. So yeah, I just love this deck, man. It's so good. Now getting into the gameplay of the tournament. Round 1, we're up against Team Germany, and this is our first round, so it's kind of like a blind matchup, and therefore we push Branded into this one, and we win the coin toss, so we're going first. We get a little bit of an awkward hand, there's some decisions to be made. We have Fusion Deployment, which is what we're obviously going to start off with for Cartesia. We have Branded Lost, Nadir Servant, Super Poly, and then the last card in hand is Tri-Brigade Mercurier. So we do have the option of fusing Cartesia with a Mercurier in hand to dump a Saronir off the Grand Guignol and add an Albion to get to Branded Fusion that way, but there's so many different ways that could go wrong while taking Mercurier out of rotation, so we play the safe route and just go Nadir Servant with the idea of getting Quem on board and playing on our opponent's turn under the safety of Super Poly. Passing it over, we get hit with a draw phase imperm on Cartesia, so from their point of view, we have no further interruptions, just 1 unknown set card, but it's probably the most impactful set card of the entire tournament.
And then on the opponent's turn, you summon it out. And
oh, wow.
Ooh, this is actually massive. Yeah.
So the super polymerization acting as a sort of full field wipe there, and
because there's more to come. There's more to come. The Quem is going to trigger to bring back the Albas that they just discarded, which can then fuse with the Link Karibo to make a Mirror Jade.
So just like that, their entire board is gone. We've got our engine online now with a couple of interruptions to stop their follow-up, and the rest of the game is history.
So European champion and previous invitational champion taking down a world champion. This is a battle of some of the best.
Oh, that's a cool card.
That's one of my favorite cards ever.
Wow. Huge.
Ooh. Spoilers.
Spoilers. Although you can't. Whoa! Yay!
I was not expecting that. Permanence could be.
Whoa!
That is the funniest Nibiru I think I've seen ever.
Oh! Wow! Okay. That's huge. No! 3,000 directly. Spain, Netherlands faltering, and Team UK coming out on top. What a game!
That was Very, very cool.
I don't think I've ever seen 2 Nibiru's in one duel.
Oh, wow, talents.
It's there!
Wow, Nibiru the Primal Being.
Lambert already has. Oh, hey!
Not bad. Not bad
They
at all.
are-
Team United Kingdom, 8850 damage on the field, attacking per game.
You feeling confident against France?
Going undefeated, baby.
Undefeated. That's always exciting.
Testing circulation. Oh, wow, okay, I mean, if you got it, like, this seems good.
That was an exceptional display that we saw there with all the Nibiru and then access code to get rid of the token and then attack per game.
We managed to clean out the first stage of the tournament undefeated, and that takes us to the grand final against Team Germany. As you just saw, it turned out that every single team brought Snake Eyes, so it unfortunately just made sense to queue our anti-Snake Eyes list for everything beyond round 1. Some of the games were incredible though, so I'll link each round in the description if you want to go and watch. We already beat Germany's Snake Eyes list before, so now they've decided to bring Exo Sisters to the final. They are going first, and in response to Martha, we do have a Maxi, which resolves. They get to a Michaelis, which we hit with an Impermanence, so they're not searching for a spell or trap. They normal summon Ellis, and then set a card face down before passing turn. We're feeling pretty confident at this point. We do top deck a Ash Blossom for turn, so when we get hit by the Maxi, we can stop that with the Ash Blossom and then proceed to navigate their board. We do know that their face down card is Returnia because they searched it off of packs, so we're able to use our battle phase early to deal with both of those, and then from there it's plain sailing because they only have 1 card left in hand and we have so much gas. Using a nice little Sunlight Wolf play, we can add back an Ash Blossom from our graveyard to absolutely ensure that they can't play.
If they take this down, there's never been a Master Duel Invitational in Europe that has not been won by Ref's cards if he wins this one, which is kind of funny.
Going into game 2, Germany has 2 options here. They can either switch to their Snake Eye list, which our deck is built to beat, or they could run it back with Exo Sisters, which of course we just beat with Snake Eye. They do decide to give Exo Sisters another go, so starting off with Martha, again we hit this one with an Ash Blossom, but they're still able to extend to a Michaelis. Thankfully, we have the Impermanence for this once again. Negating the Michaelis leaves them with a Martha and 3 unknown cards in hand, so it's possible that they can even play further, but they just pass turn. We go with the assumption that they're going to have some hand interruptions. However, our hand plays nicely into this because we pair the Diabellstar with the Jet Synchron, meaning we're going to be able to get some Synchro plays off, setting the original Sinful Spoils off of Black Witch. It's looking like an Ash Blossom is going to really hurt us here. However, we do just normal summon Snake Eyes Ash, and that is just plenty of gas. The only thing we really need to worry about at this point is a Nibiru in hand, so we do go for an early Borrowload Savage Dragon. Original does get hit with an Ash Blossom, but that makes our Heat alive, so we don't actually need to negate that with the Borrowload Savage, because then we would be playing into Nibiru, but our Temple is also live, so even then we're still fine. Hita gets belled, leaving Germany with just 1 unknown card left in hand, so we do just negate the bell with Borrowload Savage and push for game.
And the UK goes undefeated, not dropping a single game.
And that is how I became the 2 times European Invitational Master Duel champion, of course with the help of Jess this time. And so the trophy collection begins. We are never giving up this title. As always, a really fun event held by Konami, so thanks once again to them for letting me come back. Thank you for watching, and maybe we can take the next one with Red Dragon Archfiend, who knows.